What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
And I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Always good, man.
Always good.
Hey, boys.
Doing good. Doing good.
Oh, I thought you said you look good. I was like, thanks, man.
No. Well, you do. You both always look good. Like, you're always, both of y'all are always put together. And I'm over here just like in a, in my favorite drum shop shirt and short hair with Nerf guns in the corner. Like,
That's not true. That's not always true, though. You had Batman.
I had Batman last week, yeah.
Is Tommy still open?
Yes. Still open, still doing business, still the best drum shop.
Absolutely, man. I love it. Shout out to Waterloo Sparkling Water. We love you. And we'll drink it.
I shouldn't do this on camera tonight. I got bubbly instead.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay,
I ran out of Waterloo.
Right on. Actually, dude, this is HEB brand. That's why I didn't put it up.
Hey, all three of you guys listening, let's do that.
Yeah.
Dude, the HEB, it's cheap. It's like $2.66 for a 12er, and it's pretty good. It's not as good as Waterloo, but it does the trick.
Anyways, welcome to Water Detention.
Water detention. That's
Lord.
what it's turning into.
Also, LCS before I forget. Boom, done. Okay, plugs are.
Actually, welcome to Country. What just happened? Is that pickle juice?
I reached to grab, because you all started dropping names, and I was gonna grab this to be like Aberfeldy Scotch, all the way from Scotland. But then as I did that, I knocked my mouse off of my table. So I'm cutting myself off for the night. No more of me.
Thank God. All right,
yeah,
TJ, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right on. Well, I guess we're taking a different approach tonight. We're going the I don't want to say country western, but I guess the Texas country route. Where are we going tonight?
The songwriter route is the way that I think we're going tonight. So our guest is someone that I actually play with. I've played with her for about, good Lord, 7 years.
Woo!
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think it's 8 now. Because I started playing with her. No, it's 7. I started playing with her at the beginning of 2013. And, but yeah, so she got her start in definitely the country swing, honky tonk circuit here in Texas. So,
I love saying honky tonk.
She cut her teeth in the honky tonk. And, but then over those years, she started writing her own stuff. And that's when she got welcomed into the Willie Nelson camp with Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard and Freddie Powers and Sonny Throckmorton and all these just outlaw country legends. And so she went from the little girl that was singing in the honky tonks to a songwriter and a true songwriter. And
rock on.
So, and since then, she has been named Entertainer of the Year here in Texas. She has had #1 songs here in Texas and has released now 7 albums of her own.
Oh!
And 2 duets with Willie Nelson himself. And
I definitely have some questions written down.
Yes. So I guess we gotta just bring her on without further ado. Let's just jump into having our guest.
I mean, that's what it seemed like you're doing, Robin.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I mean, unless I'm doing the riff of the week right now.
Riff of the week. What true country riff do you have, Zach?
Oh my gosh, man. Let's see here.
With your high gain distortion, what true country riff do you have?
Let's see here.
Hey, this isn't just the riff of the week. This is the riff of the country week.
That's all I got, man. I don't play country.
Without further ado, here to judge Zach's country playing is Miss Pauline Reese. Yay!
What's up, Miss Pauline?
Bravo! I mean, you know, when in doubt, just 1 and 5 it. You know.
Okay.
Hey, and by the way, Robin, sounds like you've just been replaced.
Yeah, well, I play bass. I don't play guitar for her. So
well.
Yeah. That's right.
And if Zach came along and replaced me at bass, which he could easily do, I'd just kick the drummer out and start playing drums again.
Man, that's about as best of my country ability I got. So sorry, man. I don't know if I can handle it.
Honestly,
Hey,
I don't know if you've ever been to Denver, but it sounds like the Denver airport like shuttle anthem.
Me?
Yeah, literally. If you've been to Denver, like you take a little tram from like the terminal, it sounds like that.
Did you know?
It's like welcome to Denver.
Hey. Zach, I think it's fantastic. If you listen to my Two Texas album, then there's a lot of rock and country riffs on there. I'm a huge fan of the Allman Brothers, and so a lot of, you know, guitars with harmony going on while I'm singing a rock and country tune. So
guitar-harmonies?
Yeah, guitar-harmonies are my favorite.
Someone always tells me, and by someone I mean a lot of people, I get one of the Allman Brothers a lot. Which one do I look like?
Dwayne.
Okay,
Dwayne.
sure.
Well, you know what?
Maybe
Honestly,
young
both
Greg.
of them
Yeah.
had long blonde
when
hair.
Greg was super young.
Yeah, but Greg Allman was the guitar player. No, Dwayne Allman was the guitar player. Greg Allman was the keys player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Caught myself on that one. Almost had another 1985.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was a great album.
On that note, Greg Allman is actually the reason almonds were named. They named almonds after him.
What?
You said that?
What? The almonds? Is that what you're saying?
No, he was saying that
No,
they
just
named.
all almonds of all time.
He said they were naming the nut after him, and I'm going. You said that so like just confidently and coolly. I was like, did they?
Well,
I'm gonna need to look this up.
That's all facts
The
are.
almonds.
Absolutely. Well, if we're just gonna state facts right now, Pauline, I know you probably don't want me to tell people this, but TJ, you know Reese's Pieces? That's Pauline Reese. So
I thought
now you
so.
know.
Robin's
Yeah.
been pretty coy about it, but
Yeah, that's why I have a big orange bus when I tour. Yeah, great granddaddy's Reese's Pieces. I'm just kidding. No, I don't have any of that. No.
I'll tell you what, though, I accidentally bought some Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup cookies tonight at HEB. I ain't tried them yet, but they
You
look
ate 'em
pretty
all?
dang good.
ate them all.
Well, it says I can bake them or eat them raw. You can bake them or eat the cookie dough. I'm excited about them.
Well, that
Yeah.
sounds really good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
When
I think
people
you go
ask-
half and half.
When people ask me my bra size, I say I'm a Reese cup.
I thought you always
Clever.
say.
Thank you.
I thought you always say B flat.
Yeah, it is B flat. That's
Okay.
what I do to mess with my new guys. What key is this in? It's my bra size. What key? My bra size. What is that? B flat.
Gosh,
Where
feel
are your
like I should-
drums?
I don't know if I'm old enough to hear all this. Golly,
Zach, you're older than me.
blushing in here.
Don't worry,
All
your lights in the background match, so we can't tell.
Absolutely, those are candles, man. I got the Jesus candles. We got.
Not those lights.
Oh,
The ones on your right. Those
Over
lights.
here?
Red lights.
Because they're red. You said you were blushing.
Yeah, your Roxanne. Roxanne lights.
you don't have to turn on the red light. That's good. Right, shit. All right, Robin, start us off.
Well, I don't really have any questions. I was just really excited to bring Pauline on and just have a really good conversation about songwriting and a whole bunch of other stuff of being a female in the Texas country music scene for many years.
Hey, can we just reenact that entire thing that you just did there, Robin? One more time.
Oh. 7. The number was 7, folks. 7 years.
Seven
All right.
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Okay.
23 years. 23 years. I'll say it. I started when I was 5.
Hell yeah. Get it, girl.
We're also gonna play age bingo throughout the whole evening. So every age that she counts out, we're gonna keep track, people.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start out then, since Robin doesn't have any questions. I have loads of them. I want to start with what is the difference between Texas country and Nashville country?
Well, for me, and this is just a personal opinion, it is more soul, more reality. Nashville is just about anything that is applied to everyday life, right? Very simplistic. They talk about Jimmy's, little Jimmy is going to school and the washing machine broke and where's my truck, right? That's Nashville. Texas country is such a broad umbrella that it could be more heartfelt, more intense, a little more broad with their descriptions, even some of it left up to the imagination, which
Sure.
a lot of that songwriting disappeared in Nashville a long time ago. The Chris Christopherson type music that was left up to the imagination, which, by the way, his only co-writer was Shel Silverstein. It's the only person he ever co-wrote with. So, very, very imaginative. And that's the difference. More songwriters that I enjoy.
We'll get to you in a second,
opinion.
Zach. We'll get to you in a second, Zach.
I don't know who Shel Silverstein is.
What?
I'm
Stop
sorry.
it.
I don't
Are
know
you
who that is.
serious?
You never read Where the Sidewalk Ends when you were a kid?
My 12-year-old daughter is standing here laughing at you right now.
Great.
Shel Silverstein is one of the greatest poets of our time, meaning like he did a lot of kids poetry and a lot of really off the wall. She's going to get the books right now,
Okay,
man.
that's wonderful. Like, if you want to talk 80s metal, I can talk to you about that all
Well,
day. I'm sorry, I don't know who the poet is.
Zach, did you...
No, wait, I'm excited. Now I know what to get you for your birthday.
Oh, shucks. Just be my friend. That's all I need. I don't need nothing.
Zach, did you never read the Where the Sidewalk Ends when we were in school?
No, I read Where the Red Fern Grows, Of Mice and Men,
And where the wild things
No,
are.
I'm talking like elementary
To
school.
Kill a Mockingbird.
No, not high school. I'm not talking like elementary school.
No.
Okay.
Dude, I played guitar.
Yeah, that
Here's
thing.
another one.
Everything on it.
There's also one that is called A Light in the Attic. He had quite a few books, but they all pretty much look like that.
And they're all silly
And-
They're all like they're
Yeah.
really well written poetry, but it's definitely geared towards children because it's they're like silly poems, but they're very well written.
Right on.
Little known fact.
I think it's fantastic.
Little known fact about Shel Silverstein: he was also a contributor to Playboy. He wrote several articles for Playboy.
All right. Well,
Children's writer by day, nudie mag by night.
yeah.
That's rock and roll. Or just weird. I don't know.
Hey,
Cool.
it was the 70s, man.
Hey, Robin.
He smoked a lot of dope.
Mr. Poetry, let's get some poetry from you. We've never had poetry on the show, so I think it's time.
You what?
Ooh, let me get my bongos. That's what I think of when I hear poetry.
Okay, McConaughey.
Okay.
You have to take your shirt off. Get the bongos out.
Oh, I did that
we
before
can't hear
you
you,
got
Robin.
here.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, he started to like shortly before we were gonna you logged in. He was like changing shirts, and I was like, Zach, we're live. What are you doing?
Oops.
Just freak
It
him out a
happens.
little bit.
Kind of
Okay.
like when I told you, hey, I'll see you in 30 minutes at the gig.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? Text him. I was like, all right, I'll see you in like 30 minutes or see you in 20. He was like, what?
I was like, excuse
Huh?
me.
You tripping out on your candles, Zach? What's happening?
No, I'm hearing things. I just heard like something drop. Did someone just drop something on the mic?
No, but there's medication for that, Zach.
My
You want to see a
ego.
doctor?
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey,
okay,
hey,
so
By
I
the
think
way,
that'd
Zach,
make a
hey,
louder thump.
Let's do our due diligence here. Due diligence. And Pauline, no one can ever take this away from you. You're the first female guest on the show.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic! Thank you guys.
If we had a
really
T-shirt-
appreciate
it said first female guest, you would have it.
Yeah, well,
it.
if
I
you
feel
keep
like
promising
you
these
would have
T-shirts,
had-
we gotta
You
give
know,
them.
it means so much more to me because you guys both have great hair. So
Oh, shucks.
it shows that you have confidence in yourself enough to have a chick on there with some hair. I appreciate it.
And it's a bad eyeliner day for me, so it's not. I'm not in
Yeah.
my best shape. So
Zach, are you wearing eyeliner?
I'm not wearing. No, I didn't think a Texas country episode was fitting for eyeliner.
Zach, always.
I'm
Always.
wearing eyeliner.
You're
Yeah.
a chick.
And
So bring it.
Right on. Okay, well, thank you for explaining the difference between Nashville country and Texas country. I personally me living in Nashville, I love Nashville country. I love the simplicity because I am more of a simplistic writer. I tell the stories of my songs are very, you know what they're about, versus Robin's songs that are, it's up to your imagination what it could mean. You know,
it depends on the song. A lot of times I write stories. I have a really, really, really tough time writing like. I think my mom's challenged me since I was 16. She's like, I want you to write that song that's like, tonight's the night, we're gonna party tonight. Like, you know, like she's like, go write that pop song. I can't do it.
Dude,
I
Fun
can't
already
write that
did
song.
that, bro.
No,
Fun
but I mean,
already
like,
wrote
it's,
that
but
song.
there's like,
Yeah.
there are,
Tonight.
there's 100 songs, but there's so many of those, and it's like, I can't do it. I can't write those kind of songs.
Hey, you know what? I agree with you, Robin, in that, you know, I myself had trouble writing those simplistic songs. And that's something that my mom always pushed me to do. She said, just go write something really easy. And I'm like, I can't. It's, to me, all the people I learn from, it's an insult to myself, for me. But I would love to write those. I would love to have more of those in my wheelhouse. Like, for example, number one, On the Road Again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. It's the most simple thing ever and the most recognized song in the world, probably, with all kinds of genres.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so simple. I've got to work on that. Maybe I need to drink more. I don't know.
I think if you're singing Willie, I think the right thing is you need to smoke more.
No, right? Yeah, I think everybody knows that that's not going to happen.
Have you ever been on the bus with Willie?
Oh,
Since I was
here we
like
go.
15, so that was probably 12 years ago now. And
No, I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but have you witnessed greenery happen on the bus?
Greenery in the
So,
scenery.
it was-
Greenery in the scenery.
Actually, the first time I witnessed that is when I was invited over to play pool at Luck, and I went over there with my first ex-husband because everybody needs one in country music, right? Got to have at least two if you want to sing country music.
Just my first.
Yeah,
That's
first
awesome. Okay.
ex-husband.
Right
I just want to clarify so we know who we're talking about. Go over there to play pool, and yeah, they passed it around. There was only about 5 people there, and one of those was my mentor, Freddie Powers, and his wife, Catherine. Willie, the guy who runs the ranch, and my first ex-husband. They passed it around, and Freddie leans over to me, and he says, "Be careful, kiddo." And I said, "I'm not going to smoke it. I'm just going to put it in my mouth, and then I'm going to blow it out. I'm just going to put it and blow it out. I'm going to do like Bill Clinton, okay?"
I did not inhale.
So, no, I did not inhale. And so they passed it around, and I didn't, man. I was blowing that out as soon as I, got it in my mouth. I'm like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Like, get this crap away from me. I can't handle. Completely sober, because I want to play pool with Willie and Freddie. So I sit down and I start feeling it, and man, I am having a panic attack, full-blown panic attack, just from being in my mouth, blowing out. So I go to walk out those swinging doors, and I pass out on the ground. And I wake up, and it's like I was in a Simpson episode, because there's Freddie and Catherine and my first ex-husband and Willie. And Freddie looks at Willie, and Willie says, "Is she okay? Did she drink anything?" And Freddie said, "No, not a drop." And Willie just laughed. He went, "She'll be fine."
That's amazing.
Never got to play pool. I'm so disappointed.
So I honestly do not remember who told me this, or if I saw it in an interview, but someone said, "Be careful when you smoke weed with Willie because it's some strong crap," and you just answered that for us. Wow. I'm not a weed. Well, thank you. I'm not a weeder or a reefer, or I do not partake. But I don't know if I was hanging out with Willie Nelson and he passed me one, I just might do it.
Absolutely.
I warn everybody. They say that, and I'm like, "Oh no, you'll die. You'll die." I literally was talking to my dead grandparents. I came over the next day, and I did a chalk outline on the porch and put "Pauline died here."
Wow.
I'll
Okay,
never
it was that
smoke
bad.
weed with Willie.
Wait, did you?
Wait, that's a song.
Right?
Yeah, that's a song.
I know, right?
I'll never smoke
right
weed with
after
Willie
that,
again.
So right after that happened, Toby Keith and I think one of his guitar players in his band, I think, wrote that tune together. Well, the guitar player, Joey Floyd, was a good friend of mine, and he heard about me passing out on the porch and, you know, what happened. And so they wrote a little ditty. I should have written it first.
That's amazing.
That is rock and roll right there.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Cool.
At least something good came out of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, if like I said, if Willie passed me something, or if Snoop Dogg passed me something, or Ozzy,
Or Matthew McConaughey.
Yep.
or Matthew, yeah, or Russell Brand, yes,
Yeah. All
Oh well, Russell Brand might not pass you a joint. He might pass you something else.
yeah. Probably
Although he's
mushrooms.
clean now, though, isn't he?
I think so.
I think he's clean now.
I've been listening to him on Joe Rogan, and he mentioned that he really wants to do. Is it DMT? What's the starts with
one
D?
of those. I don't know. It's like
Yeah, I think it's DMT.
Add
Okay.
3 consonants together, pretty much. You get something.
It's not
All right,
EMT,
anyway.
but Pauline, where so was that at Pedernales Recording Studio where you passed out? Because that's the only place I know of Willie's that had a pool table.
It was well, it's not. It's Luck Recording Studio. It's just the Western Town, the general store at the end.
Okay.
You know,
Yep,
you got
I know.
the church,
Yeah, I know. Yep.
church is over here, general store's over there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I've
good
been there. I've been there one time. I've been to that. You walk up and it's like this massive piece of property, and you just kind of walk into a clearing, and there's a cowboy town just right there, and it's right next to where I
just a
grew up.
Western-
It's right next to Briarcliff, where my parents' house is.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
that out there is called Luck.
Well,
Texas?
so if you're going down Bee Creek Road, I don't know, there's probably a lot of people that are listening to this are like, what are they talking about? So out west of Austin is where Willie lives, and if you go out west, there is a
Before the Pedernales.
yeah, literally right before you cross the river, there's a road that goes right, Paceman Road, and you take a right on that. And when you go down to Paceman Road, you'll see Lee's Hamburger Joint, and you take a right at Lee's, and that's Bee Creek. And Willie is literally half a mile past Lee's, and you'll see his gate. And so if you're standing in the middle of Bee Creek...
the gate code is 127.
Yeah. For all you stalkers out there, let us tell you exactly where he lives.
I mean, he's not there all the time. So,
It
just
is gate
sometimes.
but, because it's
He's
actually...
at his
Cut
vacation
out.
home.
Because it's actually on a map. Like, you can look up where Luck, Texas is. And that's where they shot The Red-Headed Stranger. That's where they shot a bunch of his movies, his cowboy movies. So, and then Briarcliff is right across the street, which is where I grew up. So, yes, Zach.
So I've heard of Pedernales Studio. Is that the same thing as Luck Studio, or are those two different things?
Two different things.
Two different things. Pedernales is where all the band and some of the crew guys lived in condos for years on the golf course over there. So it's really close. You can take a golf cart from the Pedernales studio down through a little cut through over to Willie's across that little county road.
Okay. And does Willie do all of his records at
Yes.
Pedernales or Luck?
Most of
or
them.
Both?
A lot of them.
Yeah. As a matter of Sony is, if I remember correctly, Sony the studios burned down twice, and
Why are you laughing?
because the second time it burned down, they literally were just like, okay, this is burned down again. We're done. Like, we're not going to try to rebuild this. We're not going to try to sink the money into it. And Sony Records wanted Willie to do another record, and he was like, nah. And he kind of puts this from what of the story that I heard was he put an ultimatum on the table, and he said, if you rebuild my studio, I'll cut you another record. Sony was like, okay. So they rebuilt the studio.
What a deal.
As far as I know, though, both times it burned down, the control room never caught fire. So it was just the live room and the kitchen area back there.
I sang some sort of We Are the World song in that studio. I've done quite a few recordings. Ryan Bingham cut his first album in that studio. I was there for part of that when he first started. And he wanted me to come sing harmonies, and then I was in Europe when he did it. And now it's got a gosh darn Grammy!
Hey-o.
That close. Just like my first ex-husband. That close. Just kidding.
Shucks.
I'm just breaking it up. I'm just breaking it up.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, I haven't been on stage in a while. I got to get my fix.
Okay, I'm gonna get back on since I'm the only one who obviously has questions written down. I'm
Look
gonna
who's
get us back on
prepared.
track.
Look who's
I'm always prepared. You're not. My thought was you were gonna have the reins tonight, and do all the talking, and you don't have anything.
That's why I brought her on to do all the talking.
And Zach looks like a news reporter right now. Like, guys, all right, so I'm gonna go down my list. Like, throwing pages off the table.
Okay, go on. I'm done.
All right,
I'm listening.
There were two
not.
questions. There were two questions that were posed into the chat, and one of them is from a sibling. Of
who?
Of Miss Reese's.
Oh Lord, here we go.
So we got an extra viewer tonight. How
Mr.
about that?
Ron Reese. And he just asked simply, what is Pauline's favorite song?
That is favorite song of all time, I guess, is what he's meaning.
I guess, yeah.
Because that's tough. Because are we talking rock and roll or are we talking country?
No, just favorite song, period.
Know?
How about this? I've been thinking about a segment for us, anyways, boys. So Pauline can kind of start us off. Best favorite song rock and roll and favorite song country.
Okay, deal. Favorite song rock and roll. Probably Allman Brothers Crossroads for the rock and roll. Country have to be Neon Moon, but then it's also there's a little toss up with it's Nashville country. I picked a Nashville country song. I didn't say what era. Also Gary Stewart, Empty Glass. One of my all-time favorite.
That's a good one.
All-time favorite. Yeah.
All right, Zach, you look like you have something to say.
Have to say something. I too love Neon Moon. Shout out to Boot, Scoot, and Boogie. Love those guys. Why did I just call them Boot,
Scoot, and Boogie? I was like, that's
Brooks
not
and Dunn. Shout out to Brooks and Dunn.
That would have been a good name for their band.
Absolutely.
That's a great song.
Love me some Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
But I'll tell y'all what. I am a I am a big Casey Musgraves fan, and she did a remake of that song, and I actually like it.
Yeah.
No. I take the actually out. I like it. Boom.
I was gonna say, actually, that's a little harsh, bro.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Yeah,
I
actually
love
like
Casey.
it.
I don't know why I said actually, because I do like it. Every time
That's
it
good.
comes on to Pandora, I'm like, yeah, because it's got some EDM in it or something. I don't know. It's got a little drivingness. Okay, off you go.
Casey, I have a story for you, Zach. Casey Musgraves and I did, I think his name was Billy White. I can't remember the guy's last name. I think it was the Billy White Opera up in Fort Worth when we were kids. We were both teenagers, and we were on there together. And I did one of my original tunes. I did One Last Honky Tonk, actually, and then she did I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart and wore like a petticoat. She was always like out there and didn't give a crap about what people thought. Like, she had her petticoat on and she was rocking it with her glittery boots. I was like, good for her, man. I just can't do it because I'm a real cowgirl. I can't do the cowboy sweetheart thing.
That's okay. I mean, I'm a fake cowboy. Even if I went out with a country artist, I'd still wear my biker boots, and like I have one cowboy hat, but it says rock and roll on it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
There's a lot of rock bands, a lot of guys that wear cowboy hats.
Brad Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Richie Sambora.
yes. That's not a cowboy hat. That's like a.
Well, I mean, Wanted Dead or Alive. That's like his.
But yes, I'm a big Casey Musgraves fan, and I saw her at ACL like 2 years ago, something like that, and it was really cool. She had a huge crowd, and those people love her. Now she is a Texas artist, correct?
She started out
She
here.
is. Yeah, I think she's from Dallas, and she's a great stage performer. Like I said, she always has been. She's never strayed from who she is as an artist, really. Got a lot of respect for her, and I like her songwriting too.
Absolutely. Yep, she has got some great stuff.
All right,
All right,
there's
off y'all go.
There's
No,
another question in the chat.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you
This is my
laughing at
family.
everything, Robin?
This is no. This is I apologize in advance. I'm probably gonna pronounce your last name wrong. Jeff Huth. Huth. I was like, it's either Huth or Huth, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, so I apologize. But he asks, this might be my favorite chat question I've ever seen so far. He says, Pauline, one species of every animal is in a giant cage, Hunger Games like. A game of survival of the fittest, Royal Rumble style. Last animal standing wins. Which animal would you choose and why?
Okay, all right. So, I can't say what I'm thinking, so I'm just gonna go with the Wolverine because they are feisty as.
You can say what you're thinking. This is, I mean.
No,
this is
I
a
can't.
safe space. It's a safe space.
No, I can't. No, it's not.
You can. You have to now because you already brought it up.
No, I can't.
It's too late.
Either way, I would be a Wolverine, just like Red Dawn. Wolverines.
Whoa.
Wolverines.
All
You know
right.
what I'm talking about? You're too young, Zach. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but I get called
See?
Teen Wolf a
Look,
lot.
See, I can get you like Shel Silverstein. Now you have to watch Red Dawn. It's a classic, right, Robin?
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you know Red Dawn.
Of course.
Okay.
Patrick Swayze.
I love
Mhm.
Patrick Swayze.
He's in Red Dawn. He's
Yeah, main character.
Okay. Ron just posted, and he's like, "You gave your answer," and he's just like, "Wait, your brother would be the last animal standing."
Oh, yeah, that's true. No joke. No joke. All right, I retract my Wolverine. I now put in Ron Reese Jr.
Well, at this
Last
point, you might as
animal
well say what you're
standing.
originally gonna say, just so we know what you're gonna say.
I can't. I seriously can't.
I mean, you can. You brought it up, so if you
You
bring it
can.
up, it's the rule on Rock Detention. If you bring
Ear
something
muffs.
up.
I'd be a cougar because cougars always win.
Oh. It wasn't that hard.
Oh
I,
man.
thank
Uh-huh.
you. I like the
That's
honesty.
what she said.
I was
Oh.
waiting for that. It took you guys that long? She got that before you guys?
Okay, I have a confession. There have been about 2, possibly 3, that's what she said, since she's been on, but I'm trying to keep it classy.
Well, now that she
Yeah.
Yeah, now that
focused
she's
you-
been the one to
Yeah.
say it. Now
Oh my gosh.
floodgates are open now.
Okay.
My daughter
That's what
just
she
said,
said.
"You're crazy." She
First of
just
all,
walked in,
why
she's
isn't
not
your daughter in
crazy.
bed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go to bed.
Come here.
What
Come
time
say
is
hi
it?
to Robin. Come say hi to Robin. Come here.
Oh, dude, it's only
Come say
9:18.
hi. No, come here. Hold on. Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
it's-
No, they can't hold
oh,
on.
it's
They're not
Heidi.
going to stop. No, it's your favorite.
Oh, is it Henley?
Yeah, Heidi just said, "Hi, Robin."
Hi, Heidi.
Hi,
I don't
Rock
have, I don't have a
Detention,
favorite,
the
by the
family
way.
episode.
Heidi.
I don't have a favorite, by the way. They annoy me equally.
Oh!
Wow.
Yes, they do. Actually, you guys would love it. I'm gonna do like fam cam, band cam, or something in the car, because Robin will be driving along and they'll just like slap him in the face.
They
Or,
literally
you
love
know,
to torture
throw
and annoy
something.
me.
But the thing is like if he would have said, "Hey, stop it," but no, he's like, "Okay, all right, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back," or he'll like lead them on, and then they continue to do it. So
Um,
that's
Robin
your
does-
own fault. You lead them on.
Robin has a very slappable face, for sure.
Wow.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Wow.
Robin, I say that with love. I call
Uh-huh.
you every single day. You know I love it.
I see how this is going.
Oh my gosh. You know, at the beginning of COVID, Robin and I, we FaceTimed and had our coffee like every morning at
Mhm.
10 o'clock?
Oh God,
It
it
was
was
awesome.
It was sometime between 9:30 and 10. Yeah.
You guys are
we
up
just-
that early? What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, it's weird. Now he doesn't wake up.
Nothing
that
else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually you guys are like, hey, it's 1 p.m. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Been up since 6, boys.
I've been waking up pretty early. I've been going to bed around night noon. Yeah.
Night noon.
I wish I wrote that. I did not write night noon. One of my buddies in Nashville did, but I forgot who it was. So if you're listening, chime in. Sorry, bud. All right. So can I get back professional, or are
Yes.
we just
No,
shooting the
keep
shit?
going.
Okay. So my first question for you was, can you describe the difference between Texas country and Nashville country? And the short answer was basically the complexity of the lyrics. Correct?
I think so.
My-
Mhm.
And the subject
broad-
matter.
Oh,
Sure.
you're right.
Yeah.
So speaking of Nashville, have you ever tried the Nashville thing?
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
did you ever live in Nashville? Did you ever write in Nashville?
Okay. So I went up there when I was 15. That was like 15 years ago now. And I
Is anybody keeping the bingo charts?
Bingo. I went up
33
there
and
when I
30 and 28.
Yeah. Anywhere in between there. I went up to Nashville when I was 15, and I met a bunch of people, and I cut an album with Johnny Garcia. You probably know him. He is the band director for Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, also the guitar player. He started out guitar with Trisha, and then when they merged, you like that word for that? They merged, and
Didn't they get married?
Then
Yes.
they did, yeah.
Then why did
they
we say
did.
merged? What
Because
am I
they
missing an
merged
inside
together.
joke?
You are, but
Oh.
band-wise, they merged, and now he does all of the guitar and band leadership for both bands, as
Cool.
far as I know.
That's a great gig.
Super nice. Yeah, super nice guy. So cut that record, and then we shopped
You
it
did this
around.
when you were 15.
Yes.
You were born in
Mhm.
Texas. 15. I want to be a star.
No,
Well-
no. 5 years old, I had my Grammy speech ready. I have
Okay.
it recorded on cassette.
Wait, hold please, because that was another one of my questions. Was so how old were you when you knew this was your calling? So 5 years old is the answer to that question.
Oh, since I was born. Yeah, I knew.
Okay,
no, I was watching.
no, we don't know when we're born. When you're 2, you don't
Oh,
remember.
well, we
when
don't
you're
know
2.
that. She might have come out with like a Grammy speech.
I knew that I wanted to be a singer as early as I can remember. That's it. So whatever age that is.
I'll
but
give
at
you
age
5.
I already
I'll
had
give
my Grammy speech. All right.
Okay,
I knew what a Grammy was. I knew I wanted one. So-
righteous.
and it wasn't off of a s'mores. I wanted a Grammy.
Was that a
Like-
mom joke?
A graham cracker.
It was. Hashtag mom jokes. I'm starting it. They're making
Okay.
fun of me in the background, by the way, if you can hear my children.
Hey,
As
Zach's
This is
they
why
got,
I
should
do
be.
this.
Zach's got some great jokes too.
I have dad jokes. Anyway,
Good, bring it. So yeah, 15,
okay.
cut that record, and I just saw that there were a bunch of people. I stayed there for about a month while I was recording and hanging out, checking out the scene. And I just saw a bunch of people that were working way harder than I had to work in Austin. In Austin, I was already in a band that was touring the entire state of Texas because they already had a name. And I just happened to know the guitar player from my older sister, who was Greg Whitfield. And he knew me since I was a kid. So I got into that band and I started touring Texas.
What was this
and-
like? Was this originals or covers?
It was originals and covers, mostly covers.
Okay.
And a lot of that from age 15 to 17 was opening shows for Johnny Lee, Michael Mark Murphy, Gary Stewart, just anybody that was in the scene, Gary P. Nunn, Jerry Jeff Walker. So I did a lot of shows opening for them and learning their material and getting to know them and studying their songwriting.
Whenever
mainly
you
the big one was
did you say the big one was Jerry Jeff?
Yeah, well, Gary Stewart is where I
Gary Stewart.
realized, wait, I can make some money at this.
Right on.
Because he would get inebriated and fall off of the stool and not be able to perform, and people would start booing. And the club owner came to me one night and he said, "Hey, can you cover his set? Do you know his songs?" I was like, "Yes, I do." So I got in and played the rest of his set and entertained everybody. I was like, that was a little nerve-wracking because they don't want you, they want the real thing, so I'd crack jokes in between about, well, he fell off a stool, so I gotta cover. And so I ended up, they paid me that night and didn't pay him. They were so mad, and I made like $2,000. And so there I was, 15 years old with $2,000 in my hands, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I can do this.
With $2,000 in your hand.
I knew I wanted to perform, but then seeing that I could get paid for it too, bonus.
Sure. So you were opening for all these bigger names. Did you ever in that time period get to go on stage with them, maybe do a duet, sing with any of them?
Oh yeah.
So you became close with all of them.
Yes, and still do. Actually, anytime I'm at a Michael Mark Murphey show, he'll get me on stage. He's one of my mentors. He has given me stacks of books to read. Like, we were talking about Shel Silverstein earlier. He gave me all these books I'd never heard of, and I'm so grateful. It was a wonderful college education from a songwriter that I highly respect.
Sure.
I still keep in touch with a lot of them. Johnny Lee is one of my good buddies. Johnny Rodriguez, Michael Mark Murphy, Gary P. Nunn. Django Walker is one of my good buds. He's Jerry Jeff's son, great songwriter. And yeah, his dad just passed away not too long ago. That was another sad one. Billy Joe Shaver.
I was
Johnny
just
Bush.
going to ask about that. Because
Oh yeah, got lots of Billy Joe Shaver stories.
Really? Because I didn't know too much about him until I actually watched on Netflix the Norm Macdonald show. And when he came on, I found out like the backstory of him writing for like Hank Williams Jr. and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy is cool as hell.
Oh, I remember when Billy Joe Shaver went to went to court for shooting a guy, and he was like already in his like late 70s, early 80s. I'm just going, this guy is still an outlaw, badass.
Yeah, dude was awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know he died last year though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it took me a few months to realize that. 'Cause like,
So did Johnny Rodriguez shot a guy too for breaking into his house. I don't know if you knew that one.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wild things going on down here in Texas. So, yeah.
Yeah. If you shoot at us, we will shoot you back, apparently. Gar.
That's
No,
right.
then we'll go get a Whataburger.
I just
Yeah.
love. There was this. There was
Or
this.
maybe stop by Buc-ee's.
There was this.
Oh, I love Buc-ee's.
Oh my God. There was this thing going around I saw on Facebook or something the other day where they broke all of the sections of the United States into districts like they had in the Hunger Games, and Texas was its own district. Everybody else was like clumped into these large areas, and then Texas was just Texas district.
Well, it still kind of is. I mean, can't we still secede from the Union if we choose to? I think we're the only state. Is that gone now?
As far as I understand, yes, we can't do that. We gave up that right at a point. I think it was after the Civil War.
No. Because we had it for quite some time.
No, we had it for a long time, but there was something that happened. It may have been World War I. Something happened where we gave up that right. All the states gave up that thing to secede. I'll look that up again because I do remember that
these guys are like,
I do. There's comments coming in. It's like BS. Texas does what it wants. Yes, it does,
Yeah.
Ron. Yes, it does. But yeah, I know that we
You
don't.
like your butter, huh, Robin? You like your butter?
I do like my butter. I can't believe it's not butter.
Dude, so I don't want to call you out, but I was listening to the Christian Brady episode the other night.
Oh Jesus!
And you say butter a lot.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
what I'm saying.
There's another Robin.
Still succeed.
On How I Met
I
Your
say
Mother.
that because I love you.
If you guys
Where's
ever
my
watched How I Met Your
phone?
Mother, Robin in How I Met Your Mother always said and so now we got a
Hey.
and a
Hey.
Robins.
But
I am happy to be
But
thrown
I'm
into the category with Miss Colby because she is wicked hot. Not as hot as my girlfriend, but
Kobe Callier.
no, Colby Smulders. She's the one who plays Robin in How I Met Your Mother.
Would you say she's smoldering?
Smoldering hot. Dad joke.
Threw that one in there.
Dad joke.
That was a Robin joke.
Yeah, somebody look that up. I'm curious about if Texas can still secede. I think we still can. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna put $2 on Robin right now.
Ooh.
I think we can.
I'm saying we can't.
Somebody Google.
I'm saying
Welcome
we can't. Don't put $2 on me.
I'm saying we can.
Oh.
Welcome to
Yeah.
gambling detention.
Okay, we don't
Simply
have our
put-
gambling license.
Simply put, the
Either
answer.
way, we could if we want to.
Simply put, the answer is no. Historical and legal precedents make it clear that Texas could not pull off a Texit, at least not legally.
I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna say.
I don't
thought you were gonna
trust
say
it.
pull out, and I was gonna say that's what she said.
Oh, I was reading something.
Now, did you get that on DuckDuckGo?
No.
I don't trust it.
You don't? Okay. I got it from the Texas Tribune. I would think the
Don't trust
Texas
it.
Tribune would know.
Don't trust it. Texas doesn't know.
Anyway, Zach, what
All right.
other questions do you have? Let's go back.
Oh, because I'm the only prepared one. All right. Let's see here. All right, so you did try Nashville. How long were you in Nashville before you came back to Texas?
I came back as often as I could, with school and
Did
everything
you?
going
Oh,
on.
shucks. Yeah, you're only 15 at that point.
15 years old. Yeah, so every summer I would go up there and stay for 2 months, 3 months in the
Okay.
summer. I would stay with friends, and one of those buddies of mine that I hung out with was Mitch Ballard, who is now the high up in BMI, which was really
Cool.
fun because I was at a festival backstage, and he had just moved to Austin. I have to tell this story because it's so fantastic.
I like this
He
story.
moved to Austin.
This is a recent.
and
This is
we
a
were
recent
backstage.
story, by the way. This is
It's
recent.
pretty recent, yeah. And I went to a festival with my buddy Django Walker and one of my girlfriends, and we were backstage, and all these people were like, "That's Mitch Ballard. That's Mitch Ballard. He's with BMI, Mitch Ballard." And I'm like, "Oh, that's Mitch. Yeah, sweet." And so he's over there, and people are trying to talk to him, and I said, "So do you wear that BMI hat to look cool, or do you actually work for BMI?" And he turned around, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe she just said that. They're never going to have her as a songwriter again." Mitch turned around and he went, "Pauline Reese."
That's awesome.
That's the only woman that would talk to me that way and get away with it. And so, yeah, good times. Like, you never know who you're talking to, right? That's my advice to young songwriters. Don't get so cocky that you don't dance with the one who brung you.
Amen.
That's-
And you can probably vouch for this since you know the Nashville scene. This is what I learned in the short time that I've been there. You don't know who you're sitting next to.
No.
Like
That's
at
right.
any bar. I'm not going to bore y'all with stories, but like that crap happens. You might be sitting next to the biggest songwriter on the planet or the biggest producer or whatever. And that's one of the things I love about Nashville is you never know who you're going to run into. And it's fun. It's part of the game.
I had another one, Zach, where I was standing at a festival and hanging out with a friend of mine, Mark Rader, who's one of the high ups at William Morris. I mean, one of the top guys. And I had known him since I was 15. He was one of the first people that I met when I moved to Nashville. And at this point, we had known each other for about 18 years. And so I was standing there, and this young songwriter who had just gotten a deal in Nashville. He did really well in Texas, and I kind of helped him get started. He was opening a lot of my shows, and he walks up, completely ignores me, walks right over to Mark and starts kissing his tail. And he's like, "Hey, Mark, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you." And he just starts talking to him, and I'm just standing there next to Mark. He never says anything to me. And then Mark says quietly and calmly, he said, "One of my best friends, Pauline Reese, she's a singer-songwriter." And the guy goes, "Oh, crap." You could just see that "oh, crap" look on his face, and I just started laughing.
Golly. Yep. That's the way it happens.
I said, "It's okay, man. Just buy me a drink. We'll call it fine."
What's your drink? Just curious.
Yeah, what's your drink of choice?
Guess, Robin.
Oh, I'm not guessing. No.
Come on.
I mean, if you're a country girl, I'm just gonna say whiskey.
Nope.
Right? Okay.
Vodka soda.
My daughter just yelled from the background. She said, "Not at all."
Dude, she is a sassafras, isn't she?
Both of them are. Not one.
Alrighty.
Both. Both of them are.
Hey, we don't make fun of people on the show, Robin.
I'm not
Okay.
making
then
fun of anybody.
What are you, a
My-
Trulia? Truly?
What?
What are those things
I
called?
appreciate you thinking that I'm like a Gen Z, but no.
Oh, I don't know. Michelob Ultra? What do you?
Tell me it's
No.
tequila.
No,
Yeah.
Tell me it's tequila.
I was the first like female model for Michelob Ultra
Oh.
when that first came out, because my sponsor was Anheuser-Busch from the time that I was 15 years old and joined that band.
Cool.
But no, it's tequila. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I knew it.
All right.
So I was like, I'm not gonna guess. I know what it is, but I'm not gonna guess.
Añejo, reposado, blanco, extra añejo. What are you thinking?
Blanco.
Okay, you drink the clear. All right.
Clear. Yep.
There you
Yep.
go.
No gray, no black and white. Clear.
Well, good for you. Right on. Just curious. All right. Well, back on to the songwriting train.
We could talk about tequila.
Yeah, we could.
Be my guest.
Well, here I can
My friend-
segue this.
Hey,
I can segue this really well. Pauline, you have a song called Yellow Wine, which is about tequila.
Ooh.
Why don't?
yes,
I like
do.
that.
What was the inspiration behind your song Yellow Wine?
Okay. All right.
You're welcome, Zach.
First, before I go to that question, I have to tell you, one of my friends is a police officer, and she said they are correct. I'm wrong. According to the internet, we cannot secede as Texans, but I'm the final authority on that. LOL.
I think there's like a major. I think in order for a state to actually leave the union, there's like huge legal proceedings that have to happen, and I want to say in the late 1800s they had a convention of states, and it was just shown at that convention that not enough of the votes would ever be there to actually have Texas leave. So I think it has to be like a major.
Until now.
I don't even think we'd have it now.
Until now.
But anyways, moving.
Okay, so yellow wine.
Oh wait, yes. So Yellow Wine, talking about important things, tequila.
Seceding from that conversation, yellow wine. So the first time I ever met Little Joe Hernandez, do you know who that is? Little Joey
Wait.
La Familia?
Wait a minute. Is that the same Lil Joe that is in the movie business?
Yes.
The one that works with Robert Rodriguez.
Yes.
I love Lil Joe.
He's super famous in Tejano music, and
Okay,
has
I'm
been. He's
thinking
like
of a
he's
different
like
Lil
the
Joe then.
Tejano- Maybe he's a really famous singer, performer.
You know, I've heard
And-
my dad talk about him. Maybe they got a sound system from us or something back in the day. I don't know.
I would think so. Yeah, because they live in the Waco Temple area
Sure.
now,
Right on.
and they've
That's
been there forever. So I'm sure they use Steve.
sure.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
On you go.
So Little Joe, I was at Billy Bob's, and he was a big fan of my song that I had, Trail to Monterey. And so he invited me backstage to come and meet the band. And so I went back there with my first ex-husband and
Thank you.
went back there, and he said, come on the bus and you can meet Little Joe. His manager did. And I said, okay, all right. I was like, you're coming with me, right? Like, I don't know. Everything just seemed so, it was in a dark alley, and I don't know. I was
That's
a
how
little
every good
intimidated.
story starts, but go on.
Yeah, right. It was like beer fest for a second. And so then I'm on the bus. He says, come back to the back of the bus. I'm like, oh, we all know what happens back there. I don't want to go. Everyone come with me.
So what happens
so
on
I
the
get
back of the
back there.
bus? Sorry.
Just
The
scary
wheels of the
things
bus
I've
go round
heard.
and
I've
round.
read books. I don't know.
I've heard
So
stories.
if I were in the back of the bus, I'd be famous, but I wasn't. So no, I read books. No. So so I went to the back of the bus, and he said, hey, here's some, have some tequila. So we took a couple shots. Like, his cousin made it. His mom made these homemade tortillas, and we just had the best time talking about how much of an influence that Tejano has in country music, and how the reason that Julio Iglesias and that whole duet happened was a mutual friend of mine, Little Joe's, Willie's, and Julio, who was a paraplegic. I just talked to him because I talk to everyone and I love everyone. So that's how all that came about. And so then the other flip side to that on the song is Willie Nelson's stage manager of like 25 years, Pootie Locke, was one of my biggest fans and supporters. And his mom would go on tour sometimes, and everybody knew her. It was Mama Locke. That was what everybody called her. And she would drink tequila like nobody I've ever seen. She would take a bottle and just sip on that bottle all night long, and it would be gone by
Out
the
of the
end
bottle?
of my four.
The whole
Yeah,
bottle.
the bottle's gone. The whole bottle. 4 hours later, right? Just in 4 hours, that whole bottle would be gone, and she would still be able to, function. It was pretty impressive, I guess. I don't know if that's the word. Not impressive. It was
Rock and roll
interesting.
is the word.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. It was rock and roll. And so she just became a big fan, and she started yelling out stuff and, in front of the stage. And she just was such a character. She could walk anywhere. If Merle Haggard was playing, she would walk up on stage and they would set a chair out for her, like part the Red Sea, and she was there. Yeah. So I wrote a little song about her and Little Joe, because she would yell out, I need more yellow wine. I'm like, yellow wine? Is she talking about tequila? Like, how redneck is that? What is this? I had to ask her what she's talking about. And she said, oh, honey, that's just what we call tequila in Waco. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Waco.
Absolutely.
So from then on out, I called it Yellow Wine. I wrote a song and like a little tribute to Little Joe and Mama Locke. So that's where that all came from.
Right on. I've never heard it called Yellow Wine.
I think I'm gonna steal that. Actually, not steal it, but tribute.
Use
Every
it?
time I'm like, hey, tequila. Hey, Zach, you want some yellow wine? Let's do it.
Always.
Yeah.
TJ's a big tequila fan, and I just recently, in the last couple of months, have dived into it.
Divin.
Divin into it. But only Reposado or older. It's got to be aged, because I'm a bourbon guy, and so I like that smoky agedness. So anyway, sweet.
So with alcohol or chicks too?
Oh.
I knew in my head I knew someone was gonna go there.
Look, I stumped him, Robin. I stumped him. You owe me $5.
Oh, there's a little pre-bet going on. Pre-show.
I said I would pay you.
Oh, you're hit puberty too.
Yeah,
Robin.
if my voice would not crack there. I said if you could make him turn the color of his lights
so.
back there, I'd pay you.
Okay, am I red?
No.
Yeah, you're red.
I'm really hot because I have to turn my fans off.
You are really hot, bro.
What
Zach,
he said.
what are you talking about? Our fans right here. Your fans are right here.
Okay. Anyway.
Wow, I pay him a compliment. He throws it aside.
Thanks, pal. You're really good to me. I'll tell you what. All right. How do you feel about pirate jokes? I think we've already kind of been through that. Let me exit that one off. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the obvious. I'm not going to ask you your most asked question of all time.
How old are you?
Which is?
Okay.
What's happening?
I said, how old are you?
No, well, I'm going to just go ahead and state the elephant in the room. I'm going, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your number one asked question in interviews is, what's it like riding with Willie Nelson? Right? Is that your number one question?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Or
Okay.
hanging out with him or any of the above. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get deeper than that because that's what I'm
Good for
doing.
you.
All right.
Good for you.
So I want to make sure I
That's
say
what
these
she
in the right
wants.
order. What?
I was sitting there and I was like, when you said that, I go, no, it's not that that's what she said, but it's that that's what she wants.
Okay. So anyway, Julie, when did you do your first duet with Willie?
Oh, I'm going to have to guess. It was on...
Good, bad, and ugly.
Well, I was thinking about, I actually did something with him as part of it wasn't a duet. It was like a We Are the World type song that we did.
Right on. I'm talking about the actual duet that
Okay. The first duet was...
And I don't need a month. I just need a year.
Yeah, I know. It was like 2003, I think, for Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Okay. And then there is a second one as well, correct?
Correct.
And what year is that?
What year is that, Robin? I've lost track of time now because we never released it.
2000. Technically, it was. I think y'all recorded that because I was rudely not invited, but I think y'all recorded that in like 2017 or 18. 2017. I think is when y'all recorded it, and then the album was put together in 18, and it's kind of just sat there.
Okay.
Sat there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get an idea of like a time period here, but it was recorded in 18.
It's recorded in
and
17.
Robin wasn't in 17, and Robin was not invited to the studio. Well, dude, I hate to tell you this, but there is a strict no Nerf gun clause
You know
at
what?
Willie's place.
You leave my fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner alone, okay?
All right. Okay, so let's take it back to 2003. All right. At this point, were y'all already friends? Had you met? Like, where are you at in 2003 with your career?
So I would say that was a really hot time for my career because I was making my mark in Texas music. There weren't many other women out there touring the entire state. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of women that will say, oh, I'm in Texas music, but they only tour Dallas or they only go to Austin. And no, I was going from Amarillo to Corpus, just like the big boys. And Kelly Willis was one of my mentors back then. Had a lot of respect for her. She had a major deal with MCA for a while and did really well. And so she had some shows around Texas, but I was truly independent. I mean, doing everything myself, booking, management,
Right on.
the whole deal. So I knew him from 15 to that point.
Okay. And I mean, I'm just going to be blunt. I mean, do you just one day get I guess cell phones were around in 2003. So do you just like get a text from Willie Nelson saying, hey, let's do this? I mean, how does this come about?
So I think because I'd done so many shows where I'd opened for him and I just started being included in the Willie Nelson picnics, and I got some emails from him, some text like, hey, you want to be on the picnic? Yes, please. I was like Dumb and Dumber, like opening up a blank calendar, let me check. Yeah, I'm open.
Touche.
So yeah, it was really awesome. It was personal invites,
Right
and
on.
I think Pootie had a hand in that. He's the one who kind of said, hey, don't forget about Pauline. You want Pauline, right? Yeah, we love her. She's great. Put her on the picnic. And I never asked for anything. That was a huge thing for Willie. I think I wasn't one of those people who was like, what can you do for me?
Sure.
Because he was the one who approached me about doing the duet. He said, let's do a duet together. So he said, what songs do you have? What would you like to do? And I'm like, I don't know. Panic.
That's a great song. I don't know. That's a great song.
Hey, Ozzy Osbourne. Did y'all write the song together, or did you take a song that you already had?
So, I was married to my first ex-husband at the time.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yep.
Yeah, right. And he wanted me to record a song that I had co-written with a friend of ours, a mutual friend, who is a wonderful songwriter, Ron Slimp. And so I felt like it wasn't a choice for me, unfortunately. It was very country, and it's a great song, but that wasn't it was very traditional. It wasn't what I had in my mind for doing a duet with Willie. So fast forward to 2017, I wrote a song with my friend Waylon Payne. He's a great songwriter and actor. And that tune was more what I had envisioned all the way back in 2003. But I wasn't, I feel like, I don't know how to say this. I wasn't allowed to do what I wanted to do back then creatively or any other way.
Okay.
And so that was a battle, and got out of that situation, and now I'm doing what I want to do musically.
Righteous. So
Yeah.
Well, but were y'all in the studio at the same time when it was recorded?
For that one, no. Oh wait, you know what? I honestly don't remember. I don't think we were. I do remember that the studio producer at one point, Willie cut his part, and he only did one take. And the guy said, "All right, well, typically, you do 3, and then you pick the best one, or you can piece it together, whatnot." He did one take, and the guy goes, "All right, let's set up for number 2. You ready to go?" And he said, "What was wrong with that one?"
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's
God, wait to use that. You have
What
to
was
have at
wrong with
least
that
one Grammy to use that, though.
Sure. Oh shit! When you said 3 takes, I'm like, golly, I think I do like 10 before I'm happy. But yeah, I feel you.
When you're Willie Nelson, I think that 3 takes is, when you've been doing it as long as he has.
Sure.
Yeah, and don't overanalyze yourself. Believe in yourself. I think that takes a lot of faith and confidence in what you're doing. So, just have faith that you are who you are, and I think 3 takes is plenty. That's just growth with yourself is what that is.
I like that advice. You are who you are, and don't. What was the first thing? Don't look too far into yourself.
Don't overanalyze yourself too much.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well,
that's coming from an overanalyzer, by the way.
I was just about to say
I can vouch for that.
For me or for her?
Her.
Okay. Well, hello.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But when it comes, honestly, when it comes to music, I don't overanalyze. It's the creative process, and if you're analyzing, you're in a different part of your brain. So forget that part. You're over here in creativity, right? So focus on creativity, let it flow. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something you're not happy with in the end.
Touche. I like that. Well, let's see here. That question is no longer valid. Hold, please.
All right, hey, Pauline.
Go ahead.
Do you have like a good Billy Joel Shaver story for us? I would love to hear one. If not, no pressure. But that guy seems so badass. Like, I feel like there's a million different stories he has. So just anyone that says, I have a Billy Joel Shaver story.
Yeah. Gosh, there's some where my kids were around and he was super awesome hanging out with my kids. Like after we were done performing, he's like, the band was loading out and he was playing with the kids, playing like, I think we had like a football or something. He was just throwing it with them. And I was giving him crap because he had missing fingers. And I was like, my daughter was making an excuse about not catching the ball. And I was like, he's missing 3 fingers. Don't give me that crap. Catch the ball. Because he had a big sense of humor, and most people wouldn't say that because like, oh, you might hurt his feelings. I'm like, I'm pretty sure a 70-year-old man can take it and he'll laugh at it.
Oh, do you ever like see him on the Norm Macdonald show? Because like I saw him, I didn't really know about him until that show came out a couple years ago, and it was like a short-lived, like Netflix, like 7-8 episodes. He had like Lorne Michaels on, he had Michael Keaton, and then Billy Joel Shaver. And Billy Joel, he's like drinking a Red Bull and just having a blast. I'm like,
yeah,
that's badass.
So he was interesting to hang out with because he would be the extreme, really. I mean, he would go from preaching 1 minute to doing the complete opposite the next. And I don't mean that in a negative way or a derogatory way. I just mean he was a tortured soul, and I could see that. But his heart was just gold. We had a lot of shows where I remember one in particular where the club owner was going to cut me down to like 20 minutes for my show. And I had my band there, you drove all this way, however far it was, 5-6 hours, and set up, and they're like, oh, we're cutting your show from an hour to 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, are you freaking kidding me? I'm trying to get my foot in the door. That's a warm up, right? And Billy Joe said, no, she's going to play the full hour. I mean, he stood up for me, and the guy said, no, we really need you to be there. People paid this ticket. He said, well, they're going to pay for her as well in the future. So if you want me to perform, she gets the full hour, or I'm effing out of here. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Grammy #1. You know, you don't have to have something in your hands to have that feeling of love and respect from another person. That's all we all want. We want respect from our peers, really. And if we get to perform, that's just a bonus.
That's awesome. That guy seems like such a badass. Like total, like if you described outlaw, like that's an outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of those guys are. I think Johnny Rodriguez, same thing. You know, Jerry Jeff Walker, believe me, he did what he wanted.
Yeah.
Michael Martin Murphey, same thing.
Oh, yeah. I think all those guys did. Willie, Sonny, all of them. My favorite one is Sonny Throckmorton, who's written probably like single-handedly wrote like 20% or 25% of the, you know, country music fake book. So if you go and you pick up the the book of all like the country standards, Sonny's written like 20% of them. But he like cut it, you know, he did a whole stint in Nashville and all this stuff and really didn't like Nashville. And he wins like the most prestigious songwriter award in Nashville, and the next day is like, I'm out. And he moves to Texas. And yeah, it's just like, I mean, all those guys did. At, you know, one point or another, they finally just were like, yeah, Nashville, we're out. You know, you're not letting us do what we really want to do. And I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, Pauline, it wasn't until Willie had success in Nashville, but it wasn't until he came to Texas that he actually like became Willie Nelson.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is advice he's actually given me. He had 1950s, the first band, this is what I was told, the first band that he ever sat in with was Freddie Powers in the 1950s, and they became friends. And Freddie wrote a bunch of songs that Merle cut. I think Willie cut some, George Jones cut some. Great guitar player too, by the way, Western swing guitar player, because he started out on banjo. Makes sense, right? Lots of triplets, and that's where I get my flair from on that stuff. But 1950s, Willie had a couple of big hits, maybe like 3 or 4. Anyone can correct me at any time, but it was a lot of hits he had in Nashville with this short hair, slick back with a suit, right?
Yeah, before the beard.
But that wasn't right. But that wasn't him. He wasn't having a good time. It was kind of soulless for him, even though he had these wonderful songs that everybody sings today. So he moves down to Texas, says, screw that, I'm going to do what I want. Well, at one point in my career, I said, look, I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know what to do. I am doing really well performing. I'm making a living, but I'm just not getting through that glass ceiling. I said, I don't know what it is. And so he said, I tell you what, do what they want you to do for a little while, then do what you want to do. And so that's what I did with Just Getting Started. It was a more Nashville geared album, and it did really well. Got Album of the Year in Texas, and one of my close friends said, man, this is a great album. In Nashville, he was like, higher up, he said, I have it in my car, and I listen to it every day. I'm like, great, go talk to your label buddies. Come on, man, I need help.
Sure.
Quit jacking around. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's great advice to do what they want you to do for a while, because here's the thing I learned after all these years. You cannot not be a part of the wheel. Okay, so if your wheel is LA, Nashville, I'm sorry, you can't. And to prove that, every single one of those Texas music artists tried with a major label. Every single one. Pat Green, Jack Ingram. I mean, you can go through the list.
I was in one of his music videos.
Were you?
Jack Ingram, yeah. I don't know which one, but I was in it. There you go. Great story, Zach.
Wait, did you run by and be like, rock?
No, I was in the pool.
I could see you doing that.
I was in the pool scene, but yeah, I do say rock every once in a while.
Right?
Yeah, they filmed it at the Lakeway Inn many years ago.
I remember that.
And
Lakeway?
yeah, dude.
Look,
Oh, Robin.
I worked there.
You're on my Instagram page right now. I'm live on it.
Oh, there you go.
I'll be dang.
Hi.
What up, y'all?
Hey,
I love how
Goodbye.
you were like stating like some like country legend facts, and you're like, please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm like, no one here is gonna correct you.
well, actually, guys, if you go back to the 1973,
DJ says.
If you go back to the 1985 album,
I
Yeah.
tried not to throw it under the bus, but there it is.
I'll throw myself
Hey,
under the bus. Don't worry.
Pauline, if you
Gosh.
don't know, you know Van Halen's epic 1985 album, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
My brother would kill me.
It's
My brother
1984.
would kill me right now.
It's
He would
1984.
kill me right now. Yeah. No, he's gonna kill me. Watch for the comment to pop up right now. He's like, I taught you.
Yeah. I kept referring.
Okay.
I kept referring to the album as 1985,
Yeah.
and
And then you were corrected.
yeah, then I was corrected. And it's just like one of those things where it's like,
It will be on every.
yes, and it's gonna be
episode at
referenced
some
like
point.
it's my one mistake.
Exactly.
It's not my one mistake.
The day it happened, I wanted to say something so bad, but I was like, was there like a live album I didn't know about or something? I was like, there must be a 1985 because Robin knows everything.
And
I
then,
I
got
mean,
it
I
wrong.
was born in '85, so how would I know that?
Were
You know
you?
what I'm saying?
Were you?
Bingo!
Yeah, there's another bingo.
Bingo.
By the
I
way,
have more
Ron,
questions.
your brother says you're dead meat. So,
I knew it.
um,
Hey, maybe this will get him to come back to Texas. He's been
Hey.
hanging out in Texarkana, Arkansas.
we're just bringing
Too long.
everybody together.
yeah.
I know. We've got to get him back over here.
All right, so let's see here.
Pauline, I'll throw a question at you because I have faith
Okay.
that you can answer this question a lot faster than they did, than both Zach and TJ. You're on a desert island. You have 5 albums. That's it. What are the 5 albums you'd take to the desert island?
This is not a question you
Ooh.
throw out at. Yeah. Oof.
Well,
Eat a peach. Hold on. Thinking this is a tough one. George Strait, Pure Country for Happiness.
okay.
Makes me smile.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Willie Nelson, Greatest Hits.
Nope, can't take a greatest
Hey,
hits.
no greatest
Sorry.
hits.
Yeah,
You,
you
didn't
can't take
establish that, Robin.
you
Greatest
you
hits.
can't
Okay,
you can't take a
alright.
greatest hits, and you can't take like a compilation album. It has to be
Okay.
like an album
Gotcha.
album.
Okay, gotcha. Then I would have to say, God, I'm trying to think of what I listen to all the time. I listen to so many different things. That's the
I
trouble
know.
with me. Like,
Well, don't
Yeah,
worry.
this is
La-
really-
last week it took these guys 69 minutes in order to answer this question. So
oh wow.
And we still don't
Okay.
have a
Yeah.
proper answer.
Okay. I'm gonna be off the wall and say Milton Brown
okay.
and his brownies because it's just something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun and cheerful and makes me happy. Okay. And let's see. Michael Jackson, Bad.
Whoa.
There you go.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's go with tough call here. I'm gonna have to say Emmylou and that what's the hotel album? Emmylou Harris.
Okay.
So I think it's Hotel 9 or something like that.
Well, you
Not
can't
California.
remember.
I'm guessing not California.
Yeah. I think it was 85.
I got
What's
you,
great
TJ.
is you guys wouldn't know anyway.
I know you could have said Emmylou
I couldn't have
Harris,
said anything.
Green
Yeah.
Pearl, and I would have said
Right.
I'm like,
great
hey, I love
album.
it. Yeah, great album.
Sunset album. Yeah, sure.
well, you answered that a lot faster than they did. So, thank you.
I'd be happy with that.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
All right.
I'm gonna be thinking about it tonight, by the way, at like 3 a.m. and go, no, why didn't I say Hell Freezes Over? Why? That is one of my all-time favorites.
Yep.
I'm gonna take Milton and kick him out and do Hell Freezes Over.
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
Live. Great album. Which counts as an
Yeah.
album, even though some people would
Yep.
consider it technically
Right.
it's a compilation.
That's
No, no, no.
hits.
I'm talking. Nope. That is a live show. I'm talking.
I like how Robin changes the rules.
No,
for Pauline.
No,
this is fun.
I'm saying I said a greatest hits album, and that's put together by the record companies. So I don't want one of those. I want the album. Sorry, I keep hitting this. I apologize to the audience. That's probably really loud in your speakers.
Robin's a little bit clumsy, you guys.
I'm very clumsy.
I know this.
Push up the glasses a little more, bro.
The reason I don't include greatest hits albums is because those are usually put together by the record companies, and the artists in most cases don't have say in that. So I'm talking albums that the artist was like, I'm talking their albums. Hotel California.
Deep dive in tonight, and I'm gonna go. All right, this one didn't have any record pressure, so let's dive into this.
But okay, here's another question for you, Pauline. What is a moment in your songwriting where you sit back after you finished a song or recorded a song and you just immediately were like, you know what, I got it right. This is right. I got it right on this one.
Every single song.
So yeah.
I wish.
No, when I smoke a cigarette, I know it's right. No, I'm kidding.
I'm talking, really? Pauline. I'm talking songs, not anything else. So
I was talking about music. So I would have to say that I don't know when a song is inspired, which means literally if you took that song and took it apart for its actual meaning, it means in spirit. So when you're creating and you're in spirit, you're a part of the creator, right? And so those songs are good songs. You just have that feeling. And they usually come faster. So don't comment right now. Hold it. Hold.
That's also what she said. But
you should have women on your show more often. So you're all dying right now. So
I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Mordecai. I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Hennig. I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs.
Zach, stop apologizing.
Oh, they're not listening. Don't worry about them.
It's okay. I know both of your parents. How about that?
Oh God, that's really weird. I just thought about that. You do.
That's so awkward. I do. So the songs that you have to sit down and you have to say, you know what, this just isn't working, but I'm going to just, continue on this and make it work. It's going to work. Those usually are not the songs that were inspired. Those are the songs that you're like, you know what, I'm going to try again tomorrow and maybe I'll have a better day. So what I started doing with some friends of mine, co-write wise, was I would do a ride and write. Because if you're trying to sit down and write with somebody for the first time, sometimes they just mesh right off the bat. Waylon Payne and I we meshed. I knew we would. We were old friends and we had never written together, and it just came together. Some people, it takes a while to warm up. You're trying and you're trying too hard, right? And it's like something you need to take a break from. So we would go ride horses for a little while, maybe 30, 45 minutes, and we'd have ideas. We just start shooting the breeze and talking, and that's when you get your ideas, is when you're relaxed, right? When you're just hanging out. And so we would be out on the horses riding and have a conversation, go, wait, what'd you just say? What? I like that. Come on, let's go back. Let's go write that. And then we would go sit down and finish the song. You've got to be inspired. That's my biggest advice to everyone. And never be too cocky to not educate yourself. You've really got to spend some time studying other songwriters, studying anything you can put your hands on, any books that you can find. There's some great books out there for songwriting that I got from Michael Martin Murphey, educating me on things. And just the more you can educate yourself, the better. I mean, all the way from history to Star Wars. Told you I'd reference it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You broke your brain, too.
I did it.
Well,
so, yeah.
Now there's going to be a Nerf gun Star Wars song coming out of Robin.
Yep. You're so inspired, Robin. Star Wars Nerf guns.
They actually just released a limited edition Nerf gun for The Mandalorian, and I'm really tempted to buy it, even though it's like $200.
Here we go.
My name is Robin. I like the Mandalorian.
Yes, I do.
See, Zach was just inspired.
There you go. Zach, you know what? I don't need to write this song. You need to write this song.
I just want Zach to rhyme with Mandalorian. That's all I want.
I like the Mandalorian. I drive a DeLorean. There you go.
That's horrible.
I'm not saying it's good, but you just asked for a rhyme. It rhymes.
I like the Mandalorian, and I sting like a scorpion.
There you go.
You're welcome.
That was great. Dude,
I was gonna say, and I named my band Bandalorian.
That is a really good name.
Dude, if Metallica ever needs a singer,
yeah,
I totally just sound.
Zach has a really great band name that I'm hoping he does a project with. He won't say it out loud. I'm not going to, because I think it's such a genius name. I can't. It needs to be released on an album first before anybody says it, so no one steals it. It's great. I want you to release that album. I just want you to do it.
Tell me later.
Ew.
I'll tell you later because I trust you. You're not going to steal it.
Yeah, I can keep a secret.
But
Only with Max sex pants.
It doesn't really fit her image either.
Yeah, it doesn't fit your.
Right. I'm probably not going to use it. So
It could.
Oh. Okay. Look. Okay. I feel like we got kind of far off of songwriting.
Yeah, it just that happen. Hey, we're everything rock and roll with a little bit of ADD.
No, I understand. Can I just like do some blow and go questions real quick, like just shorties?
That's
Really?
I did.
DJ?
I just that's but I got cut off.
So, what was your first guitar?
A Bentley. Yeah, I know.
I didn't know they made guitars.
No, wait. It was a cherry wood Washburn. That was the first one.
Righteous. Just curious, was it acoustic?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't know too much about Washburn.
I don't know why I just answered yes. I just instinctually was like, yes. Anyways.
Yeah, these aren't your questions, Rob.
I know.
So, all right, so this is like a one question, but has some umbrellas. So I want to start with let's see here. Let me figure out which one of the three. Okay, I'll start with this one. What has kept you going in the music business during this pandemic? Like, what is keeping you in the music scene? Since obviously shows aren't happening, and we're in a pandemic.
Such a loaded question.
I don't even think he realizes.
Okay. I've been busy moving twice with my kids. I've been going through a divorce, so that's kept me really busy.
I'm sorry, I did not look. If you don't want to answer anything, just.
Oh my gosh, a country singer had a divorce.
Okay, right on. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
So you've been
nice question, dude.
Okay. It's kept me really busy because just trying to sort out a new city, new schools, new softball team. Matter of fact, right before we got on this podcast, I was literally coaching my kids' softball team.
Righteous.
I'm the assistant coach this year.
Did you guys win?
It was just practice, so.
Oh.
Right on.
You won.
So you're very busy,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
So that is keeping you going through this pandemic. Right on. Well, then I'm going to move to a different question.
I would love to not be busy. That would be amazing.
Sure.
I don't think I've ever been bored in my life.
Well, being bored's overrated.
I agree.
So I'm actually going to start wrapping it up then. But I want to keep it on the Texas theme. What is your favorite club to play? Hold up. Don't answer that. I want to talk about what venues are still hopping in Texas. Pretend COVID's not happening. Like where is the Texas country places to play? And then I want to know, what is your favorite club and or venue?
Favorite of all time is no offense to all of my.
All right, I got you. But we're going to talk about the other ones first before you tell us your favorite, correct?
Oh, okay.
Like,
so
what is the
Broken
typical scene? Okay, Broken Spoke.
Broken Spoke is a great place. Saxon Pub.
Billy Bob's.
What are you? Billy Bob's, love. Lukenbach, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, and then hold on.
AT&T Stadium.
Yes.
Who just said that?
Her brother just timed it. AT&T Stadium. It's like,
okay,
that's great.
Alamo Dome.
Hey.
Okay.
I've played the Alamo Dome.
Like venue, the Hideout, man. That was the highlight of last year. It was so much fun.
Where are
so
these
much
venues?
So the Hideout is actually it's a big huge dance hall tent that they put together for the Houston Rodeo. It's where all the
Is it a big huge?
Yeah.
Or is it big or is it huge?
It's both.
It's a big huge.
It's big huge.
As my brother would say, it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge.
It's huge. But no, it's a tent that they put together. All the pictures that I sent you guys for the promotion this week was from that gig. That was a fun gig. That was a weird gig. That was a fun gig though.
Yeah.
That was recent?
That was actually when we were at that gig was when South by Southwest got canceled. Like it was I think it was right before we went on. We got that the text messages of just started going through of like, hey, South by Southwest has been canceled, and that was just the beginning of everything. And we played that.
Yeah.
We played that gig, and we get done with the end of the gig. It's like everything's canceled.
The day after we left is when Houston Rodeo shut down as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we got lucky. We had 2 shows right before everything shut down, and all of us made it back healthy and safe. So, which was kind of crazy because we didn't really know all the rules just yet, and we were walking around.
And we're like in this room.
Hundreds of people.
We're in this packed room. I mean, the Hideout. There's some pictures where it's like it's very clearly. I mean, you're looking at like 1,500 people in a room, and like a tent. It's not just, this open area space. I mean, it's a packed tent of people, and we're very close together. They're like pushed up against the stage, and a lot of things. Yeah, you get out of there, and you start. And the next few days, you start reading about all this stuff, and in my head, I'm just kind of going, "Oh, shite."
Oh, dude, I get it, man. I was on a plane back I was on tour with the Michael Jackson show, and I got back to Nashville, and like a day or 2 after, is someone
what just happened?
Calling me?
What was that?
I don't know. It like
You disappeared off the screen. Hold on. Let me get grid.
Pauline just sent us an image of the 3 of TJ, her, and I.
I took a picture of you guys.
Oh, okay.
I was so confused. Like, who's chatting right now?
Okay, well, if you want to see this, you can go watch it on YouTube later.
And screenshot all you want.
Yeah. It's like we go down because of her pushing a button. That's funny. Anyway, I had gotten I was actually hanging out with Ryan Hayes from Righteous Vendetta.
There you go.
In Nashville, and we got the text that South by was closing down. That was weird.
That was extremely weird because all of so South by gets canceled, and all of the unofficial events were like flipping out. They're like, yeah, sweet, we're gonna all these people are coming, we're gonna get all these people, and just over the next week, just very slowly, all of them eventually were just like, nope. And I
was in Austin for work when that happened, and I was at the tequila bar, the 508.
Thanks for saying hi.
Okay,
we didn't know each other at the time.
And I did say hi, bro. I saw you on the street and said, "What's up?" He just walked away.
I probably flipped you off. I was like,
probably.
Long-haired
it's like,
guy.
nerd, go take your Nerf gun home.
This Jack
Go back
Sparrow.
to 1985.
This Jack Sparrow looking guy.
But that tequila bar, that bartender was like, "Oh no, everything just got canceled," because that was like big money for them.
Oh,
especially like all the bartenders and stuff.
Millions of dollars. I mean,
like all the sponsors were pulling out and stuff. I was like, ugh.
That's what she said. Gosh, you immature, bandana wearing, no good. All right.
So, Pauline, I'll ask you this because this is something that I've always been curious about playing with you for as long as I have.
Yeah.
And it's actually like a serious question because you've had your ups and downs in your career. Has there ever been a point as a songwriter, as a performer, where you kind of took a step back and just went, am I supposed to do this anymore? Like, is this something that I'm supposed to do? Do I need to do something else? You know, like maybe it's a low point you feel in your thing. But has there ever been a point where maybe like you've written songs for an album and you're just looking at all the songs and you're going, this is all crap. Like, I'm not writing anything good. Like, am I supposed to be doing this anymore? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know, have you ever had a point like that?
So
I think all artists have, but
yeah, definitely, absolutely. Matter of fact, it wasn't about my songs or my songwriting. It was, I had some writer's block at one point when I was, you know, in my early 20s. And so I got through that. But then later, this was fairly recent, actually, 2 years ago, I can tell you. I was out there and we were, you know, we had gigs, we were making a living, but we weren't, like I said, I always wanted that national, like a real national tour. I mean, I was touring Texas, like I always have, but then I would do one-offs and we would go play Farm Aid, or we would go to Europe and we would do a European tour. So there were things happening, don't get me wrong, but I wanted that Grammy. I wanted that nationwide tour. And I thought, man, maybe it's just not in the cards for me. Maybe this is not it, you know? And I was down on myself. My, you know, marriage was not going so well. And so I took the time to really reflect and think about what I wanted to do and where I was with my career. So I took a little time, maybe like 3 weeks, and a friend of mine approached me about becoming a realtor. And so I was like, yeah, that's not really what I want to do, but you know, we needed money for our family at the time. And so I was like, well, I'll try it. I can always do that while I'm on the road if I'm doing big ranching or if I'm doing commercial real estate. And so I ended up, what do you need? Oh, good night.
Why aren't you in bed?
Yeah, exactly. She's in big trouble right now.
Puppy.
Go to bed. You are in trouble. So I became a realtor.
Was that a cat or a dog?
Or was it a cat
was a
dog?
It was a cat dog.
Cat dog.
Alone in the world is a little cat dog.
Give me Cutie.
Oh, she's.
I have a cat and a dog. So that's my cat Tuco.
Oh.
If you can name where that name came from, then I'll buy your dinner. Tuco, without Googling. No
Wait,
Googling.
where's the dinner at?
Hold on. I have a whole nother thing.
Whataburger.
Pauline.
Really?
No. Hold on. This is like super important. I've helped you move twice this year. I have known you for 7, almost 8 years now. I have never seen that cat in my life. Where the hell did that cat come from?
That's because he was an outdoor kitty, and yeah.
And he should stay outdoors.
Yeah.
He was elusive. This is my Chipu.
My Chipu.
Yeah, she's in charge.
Oh.
She's the ranch dog. All right, go to bed.
Aristocats.
Yeah, Aristocats.
Boom!
So,
no Googling, I get dinner. Boom!
Robin, I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought you were going to be like, I've known you for 7 years, and I've moved you twice. You have never bought me dinner. I thought that's what you were going to say.
Well, I can't say that
That's
because
not
she's
true, 'cause
because
I
she's
have
bought me
dinner.
dinner on so many occasions. I mean, when there's been so
Road
many
dinner
places.
for my band.
Yeah.
What a gentleman you are,
Yeah.
Robin.
She hired me. That's part of the deal.
Okay, well, let's not
It
get
was
cocky
a
about
boss lady.
It's not
was a
cocky. It's
boss
just in the
lady move.
contract.
Wow,
Yeah,
now you're bringing up contracts
Yeah,
and
geez.
highfalutin? Golly.
I make sure that my band is happy and taken care of. Everybody gets dinner and drinks, and if they don't, sometimes I just buy everybody dinner anyways. Boss lady. Hashtag boss lady.
Blessed. All right.
So,
So, long story short on that, we digressed far away.
yes.
But yeah, low point in my career was feeling like I had to do something else to support myself. But Now in the pandemic, I'm really glad that I am a realtor because I've been kicking booty and taking names. It's been fantastic. I do residential. I studied under a commercial realtor for 1.5 years. I do large ranches. So it's really been a blessing in this time, and I do enjoy it. I helped a lot of businesses get into downtown Marble Falls, and now I live in Dripping Springs. So hoping to spread my wings over here in Dripping.
My MLS number is da-da-da-da-da, and you can reach me at. Sorry, I just.
Hey,
I thought you were good.
I'm just impressed you knew the MLS thing. My MLS number is. Yeah.
Dude, I'm an investor, dude. I love like land and that stuff. Real estate.
I love land and stuff. I love lamp.
Do you really love lamp?
Anchorman.
Anyway,
love it.
I love Marble Falls, by the way. You just mentioned Marble Falls. I one of my buddies took me out to
Blue Bonnet Cafe,
Horseshoe Bay.
Oh yeah.
A couple of weeks ago. Oh my good Lord Jesus, it is unbelievable out there. And
yes,
we drove to Marble Falls as well. But that's the end of my story.
Little stuck up out there. Little up out there. Little stuck up. You've never seen that?
Well, yeah.
You've never seen like the
we can't have anyone from Marble Falls on here.
Oh, off. I'm trying. I'm pretty sure Heidi's hiding around the corner. So
thank you for your honesty.
No, he actually went to bed. Thank goodness. She did.
Is that why she's standing right behind you?
No, she really did go to bed. So.
Then who's that standing behind you?
Yeah, Robin, they wrote gullible on the ceiling. Robin, your ceiling has gullible on it.
Okay, back to Robin's question. Back to Robin's question. Robin, I think that every true artist questions themselves.
Oh, that's yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I haven't written a duet with Willie Nelson, but I think I've done some pretty cool stuff touring wise, and I still question stuff, you know.
Well, don't. Neither of you. Don't.
Well, bless you, and same to you.
TJ questioned everything, but
that's what you got me for, boys. It's a balancing act.
Cool. Well, that is all of my appropriate questions. Was it first?
All right.
Appropriate meaning it fits the bill.
Here's my random ass question, because I read it last week after we got off the show, after we finished the show, and I've deemed it. I think I've deemed this in my own head as the question that I'm going to just ask everybody who truly remembers Street Fighter. So, if you were on Street Fighter, what would your theme song be?
I don't know what Street Fighter is.
Okay, never mind. Of your generation. Jesus.
How do you know?
Because Street Fighter's from the 80s.
I was born in the 80s.
Is that your?
Sorry.
Would that be your theme song?
I don't know. It's the only theme song I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job.
Woo! Okay. Well, crap. Well, that just backfired on me. I figured you would know that since you were raised in the 80s with those old like arcade video games. It was an arcade video game.
She was only 5 in the 80s.
No, she wasn't. Anyways.
Yeah, come on.
Bingo. Your favorite Texas music venue? You never.
Oh yeah, you never answered that.
Honestly, I can say this with my whole heart, but it's Lukenbach. Yeah, some of my the first time I ever sang with Willie on stage was at Lukenbach, and just a lot of fond memories. I went back so many times and played a lot of shows there, and sang there last month actually. It was just a little songwriter swap.
One of my first country gigs was at Lukenbach, Texas, and it was like a last minute I need a drummer. I'm like, oh, okay. Have you ever played country? I've heard it. So I can do that. Okay, get over here. I'm like, okay.
Stop, child.
Yeah.
Was Waylon, Willie, and the boys there?
No.
Okay.
It was with a gentleman. It was with a gentleman by the name of Bo Porter.
Go to bed.
I told you she was still up. You didn't believe me.
Yeah. Look. I'm getting wet cotton balls thrown at me right now. Is this believable for you? Go to bed. Just
I
hit her
think
in the
that's
face.
a first for the
I'm good.
podcast. No one's ever gotten wet cotton balls thrown at them.
Go
Okay.
to bed.
Are we wrapping this up, gentlemen?
I think we're wrapping this up. I think at an hour and 45 minutes, I think we're wrapping this up.
Sure.
This
Well,
could be
then-
the longest episode
Yeah.
so far.
I'm gonna say my piece. Pauline, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure getting to know you a little bit better, and thank you for answering all of our questions and for being so fun. For all the listeners that tuned in, thank you all for being here. We love you. We can't wait to see you next week. God bless. Take care, TJ.
All right, Pauline.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for joining, and thanks for being the first one that said that's what she said, so we could just overdo it the rest of the time. But love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Keep tuning in. You guys are all the best. Robin, over to you.
Pauline, and I just looked down and I just realized my camera is dead. So I've got this frozen smile on my face right now on the screen.
Yeah.
So
That's what you get.
there's that.
It's about damn time.
So
Karma.
you can hear me, but you can't see me. So I'll just close out with Pauline. It's always wonderful getting to chat with you. I've loved being on the road with you for the last couple of years. I love playing in your band, and I look forward to everything that 2021 has to offer for you and for us. And we will definitely have you back on the podcast. This was a lot of fun, and for those of you wondering, yes, that is a fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner. And,
For none of you wondering.
Yes, and since my screen is frozen and I can't point, it's the blue one in the corner.
It's not frozen for us.
Well, it's not for.
I can see you moving.
Well, because you different cameras.
Karma, buddy.
So I have a nicer camera going into the Ecamm program.
I see.
So for y'all, it's the terrible one that's in the Mac. But
That
yeah.
one hides
so,
wrinkles. I like it.
yeah.
Guess no one from Apple's ever going to be on our show now either, because you just made
Oh
fun of
my
their camera.
god. You know what? All of these people that you've said that they're not going to come on because I said something, I'm going to go get all these people to come on, and they're going to be like, okay, he said something, and there's
And how
people
much
who
do you
dislike
pay
us.
him, Robin?
Yeah,
Can we wrap this up?
fine. Class dismissed.
Hey, I want to say thank you, Zach. Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Robin. I'm honored to be the first female in the show. You guys are awesome. Keep on rocking.
In the free world.
Come play in my band sometime. Come on, Zach.
I don't know what I'm doing. Robin, can you say it? I
Love
like
you
Robin.
all.
Much love. Robin, can you take us out?
Before I was so rudely, interrupted here. Class dismissed.
Is this thing still on?
Yes, it's still on. Keep going. Don't ask. Keep going. Just keep going. I'm not done yet. Just keep going.
That's what she said.
Is it still on?
Okay, now after that joke, TJ, that was just so well timed. I think that's
What did
good.
TJ say?
I was like, dude, look, just keep going. I'll tell you when I'm done. And you start playing, and TJ just goes, "That's what she said."
That's what she said.
That's
Oh.